Hello guys, how are you today? I bring you to a very, very special place that I hold dear in my heart. I find that when when life gets me down or it's been a bit rough and I feel unbalanced as far as like life feels unbalanced, that I come back here because this is where my childhood was. This was the street I grew up on. And unfortunately, the only house that they have knocked down is this house here that's being built, where my old house used to be. But I think, I don't know what it is, why I come back here all the time, because I guess it was the happiest time of my life. You know, I was a kid and all my family was together under one roof, and my school was just down there. And I used to walk to school, and then every lunch I'd come back and walk to the house, and Mum would make me lunch. And yeah, they were just such happy times. And all these trees, this gum tree I used to sit in all the time as a kid. I'd be like 6-7 years old. It's still here, and if you look in here, I still remember it's like there's always like a little pond in here. It's like a little pond, yeah, see, in there. And there used to always be water in there once when it was raining. I still remember everything. And this tree here, I used to sit and pretend that I was a ninja. And I used to sit up here, and I wonder if they've, I wonder if they've cut it down, but there used to be like this thing that you could sit between the branches. It looks like they've cut it, but I'll have a look. Shadow's going off. It's like, I've never been to this park before. Alright. Okay, so see this branch up here? This branch up here, I used to sit up there, and it used to be all the way grown down, and you could hide in here and no one could see you. And I used to think I was a ninja, you know, and I used to just wait for people to come past, and I used to get a kick out of them not being able to see me. Not in a creepy way, of course. I was only a kid, 6 years old. And this big gum tree, I remember there used to be a big long branch that comes out here, and I remember my family used to sit under this tree, and we used to have picnics, and all my family all together used to sit under here. See where that house where they're building, that used to be where our big, see it's 2 properties now, but our house used to take up the whole lot. It was a big double-story house. It was so beautiful, and it's just, I find it really upsetting that the only house that they've knocked down is our house. All the rest of the houses are the same. But we had tennis courts behind us, and I'm going to keep walking and I'll show you. But my school was behind here, and yeah, I used to, mate, you know, the memories that this brings. And I always feel happy when I come here. It always grounds me. It always grounds me, you know, like, reminds me of better times. Reminds me of when life was easy before I knew what the world was, and, you know, how things are in the world. You know, being an innocent child. And yeah, we had the tennis courts here. Nothing's changed, you know. It's just all wonderful, you know. Beautiful tennis courts here. I tell you, Australia is a beautiful country. You know, really, we've got it. We're very lucky here. We're very, very lucky. You know, it's full of greenery and parklands, and but down here the laneway goes the whole way down, all the way to the street, the next street. And you know what, looking at it now, I used to think it was so far to walk down here to the street, but it's not. I used to think it was so far to the street, but now as an adult it's like, that's nothing. Oh, it just shows you that perspective is everything. It was such a beautiful, beautiful time in my life. And I always feel calm when I come here. I always think to myself, if I ever make big money, that you know, I'll buy a house. I'll make an offer to someone here, you know, pay them over what their house is for, just so I could live back on this street. I think that would be something that that I would definitely enjoy. Sorry, I'm just swapping hands. Shadows all over the place, it's making it hard to film. I'm naturally right-handed, so but I'll keep walking. Yeah, it was just so good, you know. I have 4 brothers and sisters, and mum and dad have been married for 60 years, and our family was all together now. And you know, I thought my family was immune to certain things, but you know, siblings fight sometimes, and for the most part everybody's okay, still very close. But this was the one time that everybody was under the same roof, and it was before there was any sort of arguments or fights about things that really don't matter. And I think that's why I come here, because it was the last time that it felt like a complete family, you know. Everybody was together, and even if we were arguing, we couldn't escape each other because we all lived under one roof. And I think that's why I come here. It reminds me of that. So I'm walking to this stone, and I used to think there was treasure under the stone. At least that's what I told my 6-year-old brain. And I used to think there were things under it, and it's amazing, the imagination of a child. You know, this park used to seem so big to me and so far. Like, you know, I think, oh, I've got to walk to that stone, it's going to take me forever. It's like 2 seconds. Oh, perspective is everything. You know, when I used to skateboard off this ramp here, I'll show you, and I really hurt myself when I did when I jumped off there. I used to jump off there with my skateboard, thinking I was a really good skater. Just off that thing there, if you can see in the distance, that big water drainage system, and there's like a step, and I fell off there with the skateboard, and my leg went underneath, and I landed on it, and I think that was the last time I ever skateboarded. I think that was like, yep, let's see this rock. I used to think there was like treasure or something under there. There used to be a plaque on it. I don't know if there is anymore. Oh, yep, here we go. Dean Whitefoot Reserve. Okay. Oh, there you go. 1967. Okay. So he put this big rock here. I don't know where the rock's from, but fair enough. Why not? I'll show you this ramp. This ramp's hilarious. God, everything seemed so big when I was a kid, you know. Seemed so far. And now it ain't, you know. It's like I'm literally down the road. I can see my old house from here. Well, where they used to be. But this year I used to jump off there, used to skate off the side, and I used to think I was so cool because I could land it. I was like Tony Hawk, mate. That little step, I used to go off the side and land it and think, yeah man, I was super cool. And see this tree here? I climbed it once and got right to the top, and I used to fall asleep when I was scared. And I was up the top, and I was right up the top, probably about 2/3 of the way up, and I was starting to fall asleep. So my brother climbed up and he grabbed me and put me on his back, and I remember as he was climbing down, I was like falling asleep, and he was like, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep. Oh, God. Anyway, guys, I'm going to walk around here a bit more now and put the camera down and just soak it up. And yeah, thanks for sharing, you know. Sharing in my life. I know that, you know, I'm no one famous or anything, but you've got to know me through Shadow. So, Shadow, you want to say goodbye? See ya. Take care, guys.